Well, welcome folks to the 2020 USTA Georgia Virtual Awards Ceremony. Unfortunately, we're not able to be together this year because of the COVID pandemic, but this, some people would say, is the next best thing. And what a treat I have this evening. I'm joined by the Edward Tymes family, who is the 2020 USTA Georgia James Kincaid Family Award for Family of the Year. Unbelievably well deserved. We'll discover all that as we talk to them. But guys, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So Edward Sr., you have a very interesting story, how you got involved in tennis and maybe how you've been able to pass the things that you've learned from the sport throughout your family and specifically down to your son, a PTR professional, very much influenced by, I assume, Dennis Vandermeer and his philosophies. Can you talk about how you got dragged in, how you ended up in tennis, and did you see something that could, you know what, if I'm in this sport, it could be a better life for myself and our family?
Yeah, as I mentioned, my story in tennis is kind of interesting. First, I grew up in a little rural town near Plains, Georgia, about 10 miles from Plains, Georgia, Buena Vista, Georgia, right there in peanut country. And I grew up on a farm, the youngest of 10 kids. My daddy actually started our farm after being a sharecropper. And so, you know, there was no tennis courts in my area.
Sure.
I think there was a private court in the little town, Buena Vista. So I was always interested in tennis for some reason. I would watch it on TV and during the Arthur Ashe era. And growing up, we had what is called a smokehouse. And I found an old wooden racket and some balls. I just had a few balls, and I would hit balls against the walls of the smokehouse, and just hours and hours per day, and didn't know much. Had no formal training in the game. And long story short, in 1979, I went to college at Georgia Southwestern State University down in Americus, Georgia. And there were courts available, and I started to play the game, and I began to play the game quite well, even though I didn't have any formal training. So after college in the early 80s, I met a guy by the name of Hal Van Meter, and he was a tennis player. He moved to our little small town of Buena Vista. He was a retired colonel, and he was a close friend of Dennis Vandermeer. And Hal, he built a court at his house, and he would have me come over and hit with him, and he would give a few lessons and so forth. So actually, through meeting him and just playing with the two or three people that played tennis in Buena Vista, I got a scholarship to go to the Dennis Vandermeer program to get my instructor's license at Hilton Head Island. And this was in the very early 80s, 81, 82 or so. So Dennis Vandermeer himself taught the course. I spent about 2 weeks at Hilton Head training and got an instructor's license. And I then played USTA tennis for a while, probably 25, 30 years. We won the 4 or 5 state championships several times, and I got very highly ranked in Georgia in the South, and just fell in love with the game. We would play at least 3 times a week. And I started teaching. I'm a high school teacher, chemistry, physics, and so forth, and coaching some. And when my son EJ Jr. was born, I started him to hitting a little bit when he was 7, and he was playing soccer and basketball also. And I said, well, we're leaving one practice to try to get to the next practice. So. Right. After he learned some fundamentals from me, I turned him over to his coach at 12, and he flourished and started winning a lot of big tournaments, and here we are now, you know, where he has been afforded the ability to have a professional coach, a great coach, best of equipment and so forth. You know, I didn't have that. I played with a hand-me-down Frank Kramer racket, T2000s and that kind of thing. But it's just been neat to see how, you know, me just starting out hitting against the smokehouse has led to him being a scholarship tennis player. And it's just awesome.
Well, you and I both, and when we went to elementary school, we went uphill both ways to school, walked 3 miles a day, right? I mean, just the way it was back then. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
right, exactly.
But tennis, the discipline of the game, the focus that is required as a gentleman's game has, it helped me a lot in life. Just what I learned being on the tennis court was able to play a role in my profession as a teacher. I think that it's helped EJ tremendously. With him being able to focus, taking responsibility, good sportsmanship, and the work ethic. He works very hard at his game. He realizes that you have to put the work in to get the results. So
right.
That's really been neat.
Well, USTA Georgia, we have a great partnership with the Positive Athlete Foundation, which is Heinz Ward's foundation. And I will say, we were there one night for the awards ceremony, and a Calvary Christian cleaned up. I mean, it was like every other award, somebody from Calvary Christian was either on the final nominations or winning, or I think they ended up being the school of the year. And I know you're there, right, at Calvary Christian.
Exactly.
What got you to Calvary Christian? Was it the leadership of the school, the principals, an opportunity? I mean, you're an educator at heart, right? An opportunity to be able to influence people on and off the court?
Right. The way I started at Calvary Christian here in Columbus, I spent 33 years in public ed before working at Calvary at Tri-County, the school in my home county of Marion County, Georgia. I spent 26 years teaching chemistry, physics, and coaching there. Then the adjacent county, Talbot County, I then took a job there as principal of the high school in Talbot County for 7 years. So in 2012, I retired with 33 years in public ed. I'm not used to just sitting around doing nothing. So 2 months later, here I am taking a chemistry job at Calvary.
Sure.
And
exactly. Sucker.
And 8 years. EJ was 4th grade then, so it was a big decision to move him from the public sector to Calvary, and it's been great. It's been fun. We don't have an actual tennis team at Calvary, but a couple of years ago we did start working with the elementary kids, and EJ and I and my wife also we did some little coaching with the elementary kids and getting them learning some basic fundamentals, and that's been a lot of fun.
Well, it's funny how tennis connects us all. My wife actually played softball for Georgia Southwestern, which is very interesting. Yeah, and my dad was retired Presidential Helicopter Squadron. He was just like you. Literally 2 days after his retirement, all right, what am I going to do next? I slept for 24 hours. That's all I need.
Yeah.
What's our next project? So very interesting.
Yeah.
So Roslyn, if moving on to you real quick, and Edward Sr. as well, you guys are a big part of the Columbus Regional Tennis Association, or as we know here in Georgia, CORTA, which really is kind of the national model CTA. In fact, they won the National CTA of the Year award a few years ago, well deserved. What got you involved in CORTA? And can you talk about maybe the influence or the contributions that CORTA has made in your tennis story?
Yes. Looking for just volunteer opportunities. I was already friends with some of the people that were on the CORTA board, and that led me to want to be more involved, of course, with EJ playing tennis, and he started out at CORTA playing some of the tournaments, the junior tournaments, the Banana Open and the Winter Chill, the satellite tournaments and those kinds of things. And then once I retired, I wanted to get more involved in the community, and CORTA seemed like just a perfect opportunity for me to be able to get involved and give back to the tennis community in some way.
So your main role with CORTA was with tournaments, right? Is that, or did you have any other role with CORTA?
Junior tournaments. We looked at trying to increase the number of kids that we had playing. With the team tennis, it was always there were always lots of kids playing the team tennis, but the tournaments we struggled to fill them up. But we did really well with increased numbers of the participants in those tournaments, the junior tournaments.
Yeah, CORTA's had some amazing volunteers, you being one, and Edward Sr. as well over the years. People like Debbie Caldwell, Judy Pierce, who's technically their ED, but there's a reason why the beautiful Cooper Creek Center is named after her and Roger. Folks, if you've never been to Cooper Creek Tennis Center, you got to get down there. It's an absolutely incredible facility. So have they commandeered you to be president soon? Is that what you're thinking?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, Dave Newhart, who was our president, then moved to Columbus. I think he became president in like 2 minutes, it seemed like. But just a great organization. We want to salute you for involving yourself in tennis in that way. And then of course your son, who has been a great player throughout the years, a former Al Parker Junior Player of the Year, so he's actually been on the Georgia Award stage before. Well dressed, by the way. Great speech. I remember it. Well done, my friend. Hopefully, I assume you wrote that yourself. You don't need, can you talk about what your junior experience has been in Georgia and throughout the South in terms of, you have a favorite tournament or favorite city you like to travel to, or?
Probably favorite tournament is Fire, because it's just fun, because it's usually like after the last day of school, we just go up to Atlanta and play that tournament. It's always fun to see all your friends from Georgia. So I'd probably say that tournament, probably my favorite one.
So you're a member of the National Honor Society, and I think it's obvious that how much academics is a focus of your parents, right? And your parents have really done a great job in making sure you understand the value of a good education. Would you agree with that?
Yes, because if not, then I'll be in trouble. So.
Right. Not just because they're sitting next to you. You don't have to say that, but I get it. I get it. So you actually represented Georgia at the Southern Junior Cup, which is now the Ozaki Junior Cup, and I believe you were part of the team that won the cup back. Am I right in saying that?
We did. We won it back after South Carolina won it the year before.
Yeah, that was very important to a lot of us. So well done, my friend. Good job. So I'm sure you had a lot of schools you were thinking of for academic and athletic matches, but you actually just committed and signed with Georgia State. So was it Coach Wolf that was the reason maybe why you decided to go there, maybe coming to the big city of Atlanta, their schedule? I mean, they have a very, very strong team for the level of college tennis they're at in terms of the conference. What made you sign or consider and sign with Georgia State?
Yeah, I really liked him. He was really outgoing, and I guess he just made me feel like really comfortable with the team. And then through him, I met a couple of the seniors on the team, and they were all really friendly. So I feel like it was the right place to go. And they play a lot of good teams, like you said. They play like Georgia Tech and big schools like that. So it's an opportunity to play at a high level.
Yeah, in fact, I just got my assignment for the Georgia State Tech match next Friday night. So that should be a good one. We'll look forward to that match. So, just want to thank the Tymes family for joining us tonight. What a great honor! The 2020 James Kincaid Family Award for Family of the Year. Congratulations, everybody, on that award.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, that's the Edward Tymes Sr. family, the 2020 USTA Georgia James Kincaid Family Award for Family of the Year. We really appreciate them joining us this evening. Look for our next episode shortly. Thanks for watching.